Hello and welcome back to our Scratch programming course. So, in this video, we will start with our fourth project of the Scratch programming course, and in this project, we will make a calculator. So, let's start making our project. So, to start with our project 4, in which we are making a calculator, first what I'll do, I will delete this sprite and bring a new sprite to the page so that our programs look good. So let's choose Abby and I'll click OK. So here is the sprite, and now I'll make a script that when flag clicked, go to x2 and y -6, then it should wait for 1 second and ask us for the operation or the operator. So what basically we'll make, that first it will ask us for the operation, and then according to that we can ask us for the numbers and then do the calculation. So enter the operation plus minus multiply and divide, and then also I'll add the functionality of square and square root. So it will ask that, and now we'll make a variable named operator to store the value that the user will enter. So by default I'll set the value to blank, and then what I'll do, I will set the operator variable to the answer. Now what I'll do, now I will give some if statements. So the first if statement will be that if the operator is, so if the operator is, or first we can wait for a second. So if the operator that the user enters is plus, then what it will do, it will ask the user to enter a number. Let me make variable number 1, number 2, and by default number 1 will be 0, or let's keep it blank only. Number 1 0, number 2 will be blank. So by default all the variables will be blank. So if it is plus, it will ask for a number and set the number 1 to the answer. I'll copy the same script. So now it will ask us to enter another number and set the number 2 to the answer. And now what it will do, it will wait for 0.5 seconds, hardly much less time. So wait for 0.5 seconds and then it will tell us the result. So say, now this time we'll use the join. Why we'll use the join? Because we need a much bigger statement, and we also need to include the answer and the variable. So we need to join the sentences. So join the sum of, and I'll put a space. Now one more join, and here the sum of the first number, that was the sum of number 1 and, wait, I need one more join because I want to add the second also. So the sum of number 1, now I'll put a space here, and after that the sum of number 1 and one more I want join, yes, here. Or what we can do, the sum of number 1, yes, the number 1, and I can do here, or join only, and I'll put one more join, and number 2. One more join is, now I want to put the result. So I'll put here plus number 1 plus number 2. So this is the sentence. The sum of number 1 and number 2 is number 1 plus number 2. Yes. So this was for the plus, and for the minus same script, but there will be some changes. So if here the operator is minus, ask enter a number this. Here instead of sum I will write here difference. Number 1 and number 2 is here number 1 minus number 2. So we have for the plus and minus. Now we need for the multiply. So we have one more if statement. So if operator is multiply, so here instead of difference I'll write here the product of number 1 and number 2 is number 1 multiplied by number 2, and then for the divide I'll put it here. So if it is divide, the quotient of number 1 and number 2 is number 1 slash number 2. Now we have done with plus, minus, multiply, divide. Now what is left is square and square root. So we'll do that also. I'll copy it again. So now if the user enters, which is square, then this time we'll need only one number for the user to enter. So I'll remove this for the number 2. Wait, and this time the square of number 1, I have to remove some script. Number 1 is, now I have to remove this, and what I'll do this time is I'll put multiply and I'll put number 1 multiply by number 1, because what is square? So if we enter any number, suppose our square is 5, so it will be 5, the square of 5 will be 25, because 5 multiplied by 5. So if operator is square, this, the square of number 1 is this. Now we need for the square root, I'll copy the same. If operator is square root, then it will enter a number, and then the square root of number 1 is, we need to just change the calculation. So this time I'll go to the operators, and as you all can see, here we have this square root of, and instead of 9 I'll put here number 1. So now our script is finished, and what else we can do, that if suppose the user didn't enter any one of these, so if he didn't enter plus, minus, multiply, divide, square or square root, then we can put one more if statement, that if he doesn't enter any one of these. So for this what we can do, that if not this, I don't need is equal to, I need if not the operator is equal to plus. So I'll remove this, we need or here. So if wait, not or, we need and, because if it is none of these, we don't need to check any one, we need to check all. So if not operator equals to this, and I'll put here one more, and if not, wait, I'll remove this, so I have to put this in this, yes. So if not, the operator is plus, and if not, the operator is minus, and also it is not minus if it is also not multiply, and if it is not divide, wait, let me see, wait, it will be outside this, it is not, if not operator equals to plus, not minus, not multiply, not divide, and I'll put here one more, and not operator equals to square, and we need the square root, and if not, it is square root. So if the user didn't enter any one of these, what we'll do, that we will say the user something, that say invalid input, and also we can play some sound if we need. So it's your choice, but we will not put that. So now our script is finished. So let me see, it is this much long. So now let's test this script. I'll put on full screen mode. Let's test it. So enter the operation plus minus. I want square root. So I'll put square root. And we have to enter a number. Let's suppose I want to enter 9. The square root of 9 is 3. Yes, it's working. Wait, what we can do, we can remove that wait for 0.5 because it is not looking nice. So I'll remove it from all of these because it is again and again waiting. So I need to remove this. So let me remove it. Now square root is left. Yes, so now I have removed it from all of these, and now I'll remove it from here also, or I'll decrease the time. So wait 0.5 seconds only. Now let's run it and test it again. So enter the operation. I need this time square. Enter a number 56. The square of 56 is 3136. Yes, it's working. So square is working. Let's check for square root. So enter a number 34. So the square root is this. Now let's check it for plus 56 and 78. The sum is 134. Then I need to check for minus. So minus is 21 and 32. It's minus 11. Then let's check for multiply. Multiply 45 and 32. It's 1440. Let's check for divide. And 56 divided by 2. So the quotient is 28. So now that is working. Now let's check that if we don't enter any one of these. So suppose I enter too many this. So can you all see it said invalid input? And if I enter a plus and suppose anything I enter, or if I enter here addition also, so it will say invalid input. So that means this script is working. So with this we complete with our project 4, in which we made a calculator. So now I'll tell you all the tips so that you all can also improve this project. So the first tip is that you all can also put a sound here. After invalid input, you all can put a sound to be played. So what you all can do, you all can go to your sounds tab and choose a new sound from here and play it whenever the user enters a invalid input. And also what you can do, you can add more functions. Like here I have now entered only square and square root. You can also work it for cube and cube root also. So the script will be same. You all can just what do, copy the square script, and here instead of num1 multiplied by num1, you all can put one more num1 multiply by num1 and multiply by num1. And for the cube root, you all can make your own script because it is not present here. So you all can make it. So with this we complete with the project 4. So thanks for watching.